Hi, let's go. Part 2. All right. If you were just seeing this part, stop it right here. Go back to the first part. Watch the first part till completion, and then start back here. This is part 2 of 2. I'm going to accelerate the speed because I still have like 7 pages left. We're going to move at a fast pace here. We just left off discussing Nadal pulling out of a couple of tournaments. And we both discussed what we anticipated the next few years would bring for Nadal. And I think I just said he has 4 more French Opens in him. And I don't think he has 4 full seasons left in him. I think he can stay healthy enough for 4 years to win the French Open 4 times more in a row and set some type of insane record if he ever wants to get to 20.
Yeah, if I were him, I wouldn't play too many of the clay upcoming tournaments like he does, because his body goes through some wear and tear playing all those Rome, Madrid.
Yeah,
I would be smart about that, because Djokovic, to beat him in clay, he's gonna have to play really well. Let's be real.
There's no need, if Nadal wants to get to 21 majors, there's no need for him to play any more of these. I get there's sponsorships and there's contracts and there's ticket sales. I get all of that. But if the ultimate goal is to win 21 majors, i.e. Roger has 20, then he needs to win the French Open 4 more times. And if he keeps playing at this rate, he's not going to be able to walk in 4 more years.
Yeah.
Furthermore, with Nadal pulling out, Novak Djokovic gets a boost in order to finish the year at number 1 in the world. Does this matter?
No. Don't matter.
First and foremost, he's earned it, and great job for Djokovic. Absolute beast of a player, absolute beast of a gladiator. Love the guy.
He'll be
awesome.
Won't he be number 1? With Nadal not playing, the points.
Yeah,
he's like 1,000 and something points away, right?
You took the words. She took the words right out of my mouth. He should be number 1 anyway. I get that.
He won 2 Grand Slams, so yeah.
He won 2 in a row at lightning pace. Federer was suspect at Wimbledon, and then even more suspect at the U.S. Open. Nadal didn't even finish a match. Just by his.
Well, to me, it's fair. If
yeah,
one person won 1 slam, Federer, Australian, Nadal, French, and Djokovic won the Wimbledon and U.S. Open, then he should be number 1.
Yeah, he should be number 1. So I think the whole topic about, is it a big story? All I'm getting at is I keep reading about Djokovic could finish the year at number 1. Is it a great thing for him? Yes, love it. But I'm saying it's not that big of a story because he should be number 1.
He should be number 1 after those 2 Grand Slam wins.
He should be. Yes. Next topic. I had a note here that I wrote. Hopefully, Djokovic takes care of his body. I'm gonna mention this, and then
Same thing can happen to him.
Djokovic is a grinder, much more smooth than Nadal, but they're both grinders. But here's all I want to say, and I've mentioned this before: if Djokovic can stay 100% healthy, if he can stay 100% healthy, if he could win all 4 majors next year, having culminated this year by finishing.
You really think he's gonna win all 4?
He could win.
Oh, come on,
he could win 6 in a row.
Come on, Justin.
He could win
6 in a row. That's funny. I'll do something if he wins 6 in a row. I bet he's not doing no 6 in a row.
You're calling it out again?
I'm calling it out.
Stop.
No way this guy wins 4.
Stop.
No way.
There's a rule that we have to this. If Carla comes up with wise ideas,
you guys come up with something.
You can't talk. She's silenced. This is a silence chamber. You're in the chamber. She's in the chamber of silence. She just said if Djokovic wins all 4 majors next year, she would do something. Now, remember, she just called Nadal winning the U.S. Open. She had to paint herself up like Djokovic.
He's not winning no 4. No way.
Look, all I'm saying is if she...
Let's go, Wawrinka.
If she is wrong here, the next year this time after the U.S. Open, next year when we do this, if Djokovic wins all 4... I don't know. I think we're going to have to get Rahesh, Wayne and Chia. I think we're going to have to get Kane, Dave Raines.
It's not happening.
I think we're going to have to...
It's not happening. All you guys are dreaming if you think he's going to win 4 in a row.
It's going to have to be epic if she loses this one.
4 in a row? I don't think so.
She just called it out. If Djokovic wins all 4 majors next year, that she will do something out of this world. You're in?
I'm in. That's not happening. Do you know the body of wear and tear from French to Wimbledon, then U.S. Open? It's not happening.
The ultimate goal, remember, is 21 majors. And again, I know there's pockets of us that may agree or disagree, but in the history books, Whoever won the most is the best. He's going to want to get to 21. He's at 14. If he wins all 4 next year, that's 18. It puts him in front of Nadal.
You got a long way to go, buddy. Like my dad would say, long way to go, buddy.
All right, I'm going to check time, and we're going to get into some viewer comments. Are you where you need to be?
Yeah, I am.
All right, so we're about 5 minutes, so we're doing pretty good. All right, real quick, before we get into viewer comments, a couple things that I missed on the first show. I definitely have to get something in. For the record, I just have to reiterate one thing, and this is a pretty important thing for me, at least on a not on a personal level, but on a whole, I guess, level of manhoodness.
Wait a minute.
No, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with her.
Oh, yeah.
So, for the longest time, Carla and I have played sets, and for the longest...
Obviously, I know where it's going, and you are...
Can I please speak this? We're going to run out of time if I can't
You're
finish.
full of BS.
This is if she talks and interrupts me, it's going to go 3 parts, and I deserve this. So will you please
You
be
don't
quiet?
deserve it because it's a lie.
Will you please... We're going to go... We're jargering here, wasting
Go ahead.
time.
Go ahead.
Wasting time. So for... I would say about the past 5 months now we've been doing these shows, Carla and I would play sets. 1 set a day, and I never really put too much thought into it. Then I went down with the leg injury, and I used to just kind of chip balls around playing.
You see him laughing, that's a lie. You see my face,
But this is what happened. I'm telling you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So she got to the point where she was up like 5-2 on me or 5-3 on me. Anyway, and I went back out on the court for the first time a couple of days ago, and I not only beat her, but I walked.
He said this is for fun.
Can
Fun.
Shh. We got neighbors.
No, I don't care.
We got neighbors.
Don't care.
But this is truthful.
It's a lie.
I went. You telling me I didn't beat you 2 sets?
You said this is for fun.
Okay.
If somebody's telling me this is for fun, you being my husband, I'm good. You know what? I'm like, I'm just gonna hit balls. It doesn't matter.
Okay, you said your piece.
If somebody's telling me this is serious, I'm gonna find a way to beat you.
Okay.
So don't give me that.
We're
BS.
gonna run out of time over
You
this.
can talk all you want. It's
Baby,
BS.
I've got 7 pages.
Just go, Justin.
Let me finish this. I own it.
I will never let you win after
The first
this.
time,
After today.
the first time we went back out on the court, we played a set. She was like, "Does this count? Does this count?" And I was like, "Well, everything counts." But
It's for fun, he said.
Look, she was up 3-1. 3-1. I caught
you won
up.
6-4. It wasn't up 3-1.
I'm fixing to get. Well, you were up 4-1 then.
2 days ago?
2 days ago, the first one.
No, I wasn't up no 3-1. You won 6-4.
I wasn't up no 3-1.
No, that was... You're thinking about yesterday.
Okay, can I just finish what I gotta finish?
Does it really matter?
I played her 2 sets in 2 days. She lost the first one 6-4. She lost the second one 6-3. And not only was her game elementary, and I mean elementary, I just walked through her. She had no offense, she had no defense, and you can't tell me you didn't try. And it was just for fun because when she was up 3-1 and lost, she was slamming balls all over
That's
the court,
not true.
throwing
That's
a
not
racket.
true. That I don't throw my racket. That I can swear on my kids. No, don't go there because I never throw my racket. You can continue your lies. Go ahead.
Are you telling me I didn't beat you 6-4, 6-3?
I'm telling you that I never threw a racket. Don't say I throw a racket when I've never thrown a racket. You throw rackets. You threw a racket on the first match we had when it was just for fun. You threw it over the fence. I don't throw my racket. I may hit a ball into the net, but throw my racket, that's a sin. Just saying. The second time I was up 4-1 and you said, well, it's so hot. All right. I said, I agree with you. It was very hot. I could have beat you 6-1. Yesterday, I felt bad for you. But you know what? I will never let him beat me again. Mark my words.
Wait a minute.
It doesn't matter.
How is this any different than when I was saying before I'd let you beat me?
None of these counted. You never let me beat you. I beat you fair and square.
Look,
Let's just go on to the next
We're going to
thing.
move forward. She was up 3-1. I won 6-4 the first time.
Because of what he said to me at the changeover.
The second time she was up 3-1 and I beat her 6-3. Look,
6-4, 6-3? That's a killing? That's a beating?
Well, given
Let's
that
play 2 out of 3 and let's see what happens.
Look,
Let's
man.
just go. It's wrong for you to even say that.
She knows she lost 2 sets, and just like I used to make sure, like, wait.
Whatever. I'll be the better person.
All right, man. Let's just get into your comments, because you're wrong, and she got beaten. And,
Yeah, okay. Look at my face and you tell me.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, that's what you're laughing.
I'm We played 2
Do
sets.
you think me, as competitive as I am, I'm going to let... You know, I'm not going to feel bad and just let him win.
This person played matches at country clubs, and she'd be beating people so badly, the country club pro would be like, will you let her win a game?
that's not the person
Can I finish
I love.
now? Can I finish this dang
Let's just
comment?
continue.
Can I finish this comment? Let me finish this comment. She told the teaching pro at this club No, I don't give up games. And beat her systematically 6-0, 6-0. So now you're telling me all of a sudden that we played 2 sets and then now she's letting people win? I beat her fair and square. She was up 3-1. I destroyed her. Then she was up 3-1 again, and I destroyed her even worse. For you to believe this stuff is preposterous. She lost. She was slow. She had no serve. She double faulted 27 times. And yes, she was picking up balls and smacking them at the fence. For you to believe anything otherwise is fictitious.
Did I throw my racket, Justin?
I have seen you helicopter your racket at the net many times.
That's a lie. Helicopter. Okay, let's just go to comments. That is BS. I was raised better than that. Let's go.
Don't listen to this. We need some witnesses here in person.
My son was a witness. Too bad the 3-year-old
There
can't
was no one even here.
Too bad the 3-year-old can't talk.
2.
Let's go.
He's 2, by the way.
Okay, almost 3. Let's go. Let's just go to comments. This is pissing me off.
Let's go.
First comment, AJ Malfoy. Wow, kudos to Carla for going through with this. I love seeing how much you love Djokovic. Now, AJ, you know I don't love Djokovic. I know you're being sarcastic. Yeah, I had to go through it. I made a bet, and I will honor it. Unlike some people.
You did do it.
Yeah, that's what I say. I will always honor
Unlike some
it.
people, what are you talking about? I didn't bet anything.
Uh-huh.
What did I bet on?
The lies, I don't like the little white lies.
Does anyone really believe that she let me win? This girl. If you do, then you have to question her credibility as a tennis commentator. Do you believe this thing? This girl. Look at this. Do you believe she let me win?
My
Do you
husband
think
tells
for
me
a
at
second-
3-1, we switched because the sun, he can't see because of his glasses reflecting.
That day
He
was
says
100.
to
It was
me,
124
I feel
degrees
terrible,
on the court.
I'm stressed out. You know what I said into my head? I said, Carla, you're destroying this manhood. Just hit the freaking ball. Hit it hard. If it goes out, it goes out. Does it really matter if you beat him? Just let him feel good.
I can't.
let him feel good.
I
didn't know he was going to brag. If I knew that,
I can't help she was in a hurry to get off the court, and I capitalized on that.
Anyways.
Fact is, she lost twice, and if you think that Carla, right here, would ever let anybody take a point from her intentionally, you're crazy. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
She lost twice, so that takes me out of the Sharapova category.
First of all, they don't count. They don't count. And we're going to start at 0-0.
Get in the
I'll tell you what, be
comments.
nice. Oh, let's do 0-0. We start tomorrow.
But I just won 2 straight.
The first one, did you not say this is for fun?
Did you just
How
say
does
that?
it count if you say this is for fun? I don't care. How does it count if you say this is for fun?
Hey, did you-
Justin, how does it count?
Okay.
It doesn't.
I never said that. I'm just,
Okay, so how are you up to?
Did you just hear what she went? The Spanish.
You know what? Next comment.
She got beat 2 straight. Let's roll.
Whatever. B-Dog02 says, no, they did that to Carla. Sad day. Yes, it was a sad day.
Yeah, the ink was really kind of functified. I didn't like the way it looked either, but nonetheless she did it. Big props for that. I can't help it. I won. All right, next.
Rahesh says, Carla, thank you for being such a nice sport. Good to see your Nole shirt and #1. You're welcome, Rahesh. Rahesh says, oops, I think we never asked for cheer for Novak. Fine, but the attitude of you wanting him to lose against Wawa, that's cruel. But no worries, we are in there for Novak. Well, I know Wawrinka has, out of all the players on the tour, he has the best chance of beating Djokovic. If Wawrinka is 100%, which he's starting to get there, he'd be catching off today.
I agree with that. I don't think the Kachanov match today
And
was
I'm-
any telltale
and
of any.
well, no, but he's starting to
Kachanov
get
still
back.
has a lot to prove.
But he's getting back into it. I mean, he's
Fair
starting
enough.
to win matches, and that's what he needs.
Fair enough.
All right, Rahesh says, Justin, why do you want to talk about the one day Novak hurts his ankle? Let's not jinx him. Let him be, and we'll do what he likes.
That's a great comment. I don't mean to jinx anything, and I understand the implications of a jinx. I believe in, why did you just say that now? I'm sorry for that. I retract that statement. I agree with you. Who is that?
Rahesh.
Rahesh, sorry for that. I agree with that statement. You should always be positive and not negative. I agree with that. But nonetheless, the sliding is risky. Next time.
Rahesh says, Novak has beaten Wawrinka several occasions. Not always Wawrinka can beat Novak. True, but he has the best chance, the best type of game to beat him.
I mean, let's be real. If Wawrinka played Djokovic 10 times, and
Could
you
beat him maybe 3 times?
Yeah, so in other words, you'd put your money on Djokovic to win.
Sure, but at a Grand Slam, he has to think a bit more because Wawa's beaten him a couple times. So, Rahesh says, good show, guys. Thank you. Ethan says, I love Lost when it was on and hated at the time sharing a name with the villain. But now I'm working on seeing it was a cool thing. As Justin said, as for coaching Novak's game, he does not have to be doing something right. But in general, yes, you should be able to win without risking your body that much.
Quick note on the Lost show. I don't watch much TV at all. Never really did. But there was a time I was living in Vermont and I didn't have cable, and I went to a Blockbuster Video. Yes, remember the Blockbuster Video. And I started renting this series on just regular old. No, I think it was DVD, not VHS. DVD. And ended up watching the whole thing religiously. And that's about the last TV show I ever watched.
Yeah, he made me watch that show. And
yeah, when I was a kid, we didn't have television. We couldn't watch TV. It was tennis and studying, and rightfully so. But that was one of the first TV shows I ever really watched and completed. Was Lost. And I thought it was really well done. I wish there was a sequel to Lost.
Ethan says, I'm not saying Osaka will be #1 tomorrow, just speaking to her potential. Also, thank you, Carla, for reinforcing my point that Serena was killing it until maternity leave docked her. In my opinion, she was docked too many spots in the ranking for that. From what I remember reading, though, there may be a change in the ranking policy regarding maternity leave. I don't agree that. I think if someone, a woman in the tour, any woman, doesn't have to be Serena as a ranker, another mom, if they leave, that's where they should come back in their ranking. I mean, why should they be jeopardized because they're going to be moms? I mean, it's wrong. I think they should change that rule. Next comment.
I don't think rankings would change the outcome of the U.S. Open. I don't think it would have changed anything as of the last tournament. Osaka was on a mission to win that. She won it decisively.
All right, next comment. Larvancio said, I said tattoo, and I guess he was joking. No, I'm not getting a real tattoo.
All right, not getting into all that.
Ethan says, thanks, Rajesh, for agreeing that players need more freedom to express their emotions, like Serena, her coach Patrick said. I think what needs to change is the escalation policy from warning to point penalty to game penalty. Currently, that policy treats all violations as equally severe, and all that matters in order is which player commits them. But they're not equal. I think we can all agree that coaching isn't as severe as, say, as verbal abuse. You guys even agree that maybe a player shouldn't be penalized for coaching that they don't ask for. Justin said you get a warning for smashing a racket once, but that's not always true. Serena smashed it once and got a point penalty, precisely because of the unfair coaching warning. If certain violations were treated differently from each other, the outcome of matches would be fair.
Yeah, and again, we've talked about this a lot, and we did in the first video. That's a great comment, by the way.
It is. He's right.
But before we talk about it again, because we're going to go to part 3.
Yeah, no, we're not going to part 3.
But this question, I don't mean to cut this question off. This is a great question. I hope everyone heard that question. But in the first video, I think, or it might have been earlier in this one, I said part A and part B about referees, and we had this whole segment where we wanted to hear your thoughts. Is this fodder for the masses? Is it just something to keep us intrigued latter part of the season when it kind of quiets down? Well, what is it? Or is it something that needs to be amended? And that's what this comment is. But to save ourselves from going 3 parts, which it looks like we're headed that way, let's push forward.
All right, Arul Fallen says, you guys are awesome. Thanks for the shout out again. Heard my name. I just played with a lot of heart. Davis Cup ended up being super close, and the USA almost made a miraculous comeback. Respect to Tiafoe, who can do big things in the future. By the way, it might be hard to get that marker off Carla.
Real quick, Arul Fallen, again, big shout out to him on part 1. Much love in the locker room to the team. Let's go. Hopefully they understand what type of coach they have there. An absolute steward, an absolute incredible human being that is there. And I can only imagine that everyone there knows how lucky that they are. Great job, and that's to Arul Fallen. Big shout out to him on part 1.
William Chia says, back to Spanish speaking English. I can't believe many in the service industry doesn't speak English, not even those selling tickets at museums. Many at the restaurant menus don't have English translation. Carla, you would probably make a good living there being bilingual. And believe me, Rafa's English has to be considered good.
Wayne Chia sending pictures from Spain. Happy travels, Wayne Chia. Wayne Chia and Carla have been keeping up with his travels in Spain. I think he's Singapore originally.
Yes, and he also let us know that Almagro is actually playing challengers.
Big things there. Almagro was a beautiful one-handed backhand using player, I guess you could say. I see he gained some weight at some point.
Yeah, he's playing
Got
challengers,
a little out of
so
shape.
he's trying to get back into
maybe
it.
He's gaining ground, but we'll see.
David Rain says, great answer to my questions. I'm glad you guys just picked each other as your dream doubles partner. I was a little worried Carla was going to pick Kachanov, especially after Justin broadcast that he smoked her in a set that she just played for fun. I wouldn't get her too fired up, Justin. Isn't there an old saying about poking a sleeping bear?
That was 2 days ago. I beat her again. I beat her twice. That was the first one. I beat her again.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah.
Did I not poke her?
It was for fun.
She obviously...
All right, let's get to the comments, really. Kane said, "Oh my God, Carla, you actually did it and you didn't go cheap either. It's everywhere. Well, at least it looks good on you. Great video. I really enjoy seeing you guys."
Let's go, Kane.
And then he says, "At Carla, completely in your corner about grinding. I love aggressive tennis. That's why I love the recent Federer the most. He really simplifies his game to perfection. Pure aggression, tactical, and shot-wise. But there are many ways to be aggressive. For example, Novak's aggression is more subtle and more versatile. He'll torture you with death, spin, changes, and make you move parallel, front, back, diagonal, etc.
There's a lot of running
And
there.
he'll go with chip and charge, volley, or a big cross drive backhand, etc. His aggression is more oriented toward hurting opponents' overall game, while my way of being aggressive on the court is to intend to rarely or never give up on the opponent, what he expects, or any tempo or rhythm. Loop crosses on both sides, here and there, and I love to attack on their return. Generally, I like to finish the point in 4 contacts, 7 to 8 hits, and get it over with. By the way, I'm sure you noticed Novak started using a sneaky, deep backhand slice to the open court and game position. Federer was always a master at that, and I love it. I hope he does more of it."
Yeah, again, even 7 or 8 shots on average to me is too much. I want to serve. If I'm serving the ball, I want to set it up and get done 3, 4 shots. Sometimes it may go 6, 7. If I go 8, man, I'm going to be tired pretty quick. I mean, I think it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful comment. But yeah, Djokovic will kill you with this and that and da-da-da. But all this stuff is lateral movement. It's lateral movement here, there, up, back. It's the widest distances on the court. Backwards, forward. It's
Yeah,
not,
he makes the player move.
It's not done. It's here, there.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And all I'm saying is, if you want to get to 21, and I know we've had this argument before, the body breaks down doing that so much. I think he has to shorten his points up in order to think about 21.
All right, next comment. Justin's right. All emotions aside, there are rules, and then maybe a bit strict. I don't think so. But we're humans really doesn't make a good argument.
Again, comment on that on the first.
Kane, that was Kane.
Kane, comment on that on the first one. That's a great topic. We wrote a whole segment on that. Again, the coaching thing, or not the coaching thing, the referee
I only have
thing.
a few comments left, by the way.
Smashing rackets. Check that out, part 1. Though, let's talk about that for sure.
Kane also says, "Hey, Carla, you don't have to explain why you do or don't like Joker or any other player. God forbid we force you to apologize for it. Not mine or anyone's intention. I think everyone gets why you like Rafa and Federer more. Many do, and it's not a problem at all. At times, I like to see Federer playing more than watch Novak's match. When the mood strikes, I guess. I also like Rafa's game, but only on hardcore and grass. I can't stand his clay game. It's so predictable to me. When he's on grass, he gets more creative. Anywho, I still maintain that juniors can really grow quickly if they understand the subtle approach of Novak has. Juniors too often get by too many not-so-good coaches. Sadly, the mindless rallying and rarely asked to actually think about what they're doing, why they're doing it, and what's the intent behind every shot. And Novak's game is so good to teach and change that."
It is, and that's another beautiful comment. Wow, I mean, I haven't seen any of these comments, and they just keep coming in. I mean, Kane and everybody has just written beautifully. If I'm coaching, I'm trying to shorten the points, though. I'm trying to shorten the points. If I'm playing, and I'm playing 3 out of 5 sets, or even 2 out of 3, I'm trying to shorten the points. Let's be real. The players, Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic are all beasts.
Yeah, they're all beasts in their own rights.
They're all beasts.
But Djokovic has the best where he knows how to place it the best and make that opponent suffer more.
To me, the player that will eventually beat Rogers 20 will be one day where we have Djokovic, his fitness, mentality, fight combined with Federer's game. Then I think you would get the ultimate tennis player. So if you get Federer's game with at least earlier in the career when he got done with points quicker, and I think he's always tried to be on the aggressive or attack as much as possible. But once he started doing that saber serve, that was just cheesy. That would just turn.
Let's get to the next.
Anyway, but I think if you could morph Djokovic and Federer together and push forward, that'll be your next. That will be your next GOAT.
All right, new comment, new viewer. Florenzi says the most organized 3 kids training ever.
Let's go.
He's talking about that video, the wooden tennis thing where we had them.
Oh, we were hitting with a woody?
Yeah.
I think I strung a couple woodies and we all hit with it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, Wyndham Chia says Wawa barely edged out Thor in 2 tiebreakers. He won that match.
Close match, but again, I mean, Wawrinka doesn't have a ranking. I was surprised that Wawrinka and Kachanov met in this round of a 250 anyway.
Yeah, I guess he needs the points.
Yeah, I told her, I was like, if this was 2 years ago, that would have been a final, even though Kachanov wasn't around. But hypothetically, because of the rankings and injuries, then this has become a first-round match in St. Petersburg. No
I
disrespect.
have 3 more comments.
All right, go ahead.
William Chia says, by the way, the player I can relate Justin to is Manarino.
Manarino? I'm Manarino?
Yeah.
Man, I think I could beat Manarino.
Dark Knight says, no, Carla, you went to the dark side, laugh out loud. Joker is hated by Batman.
Good point.
And Djokovic fans, you don't want to see Wawrinka in a slam. Just saying. And that's it for comments.
I don't think Djokovic has anything to worry about with Wawrinka at any slam right now. I can promise you that.
Give him to the Australian Open. He has enough.
Right now, Djokovic is way better of a player
Right
than
now
Wawrinka.
he is, but give him to the new year, when the new year starts.
I'm not giving Wawrinka any time. Djokovic
anyways.
is a better player.
All right.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Always has been.
All right.
Hence why he has 14, the other one has 3.
Okay.
Can you go to results?
Yeah, and I'm
going
gonna
to
just
mention
the important ones.
some matches today, men's and women's, that happened
All
today.
right, well, St. Petersburg, Wawrinka beats Kachanov in 2 sets,
Yep.
7-6, 7-6. Klizan beat Fognini
Klizan, yeah.
in straight sets. And Shapovalov moved on to the next round, as
At
well
St. Petersburg.
as St. Petersburg. Yeah. The other tournament is Moselle Open. It's in France. Nishikori beat last year's winner, which was Goyowicz. 6-7, 6-6-3.
Look, I'm very respectful of these tournaments, but how I think the whole reason why we have this Davis Cup tournament changing, we have this World Team Cup potentially coming around, and why we had the ATP finals and the WTA finals is because how much interest do fans really get into these tournaments?
Well, it seems like
How
a lot
many?
of the top players are starting to play these smaller tournaments.
Well, I think they're probably fighting to get some ranking points
Well,
back,
by
right?
the way, usually supposed to retire St. Petersburg, he won his match. And Gasquet today in that same tournament in France beat someone named Lestien. And then we go on to the women's, right? That's
Yeah,
it for
go
the
ahead.
men's.
Yeah.
Women's, Osaka beats Silvakova at the Tokyo.
Well, she won the U.S. Open. I hope she could beat Sibakova.
Yeah, and Stevens went down to Bekic yesterday.
Wawrinka's girl Vekic, watch out.
Garcia beat Pavlyuchenkova.
I think she saved like 6 match points, didn't she?
Yeah. And then we have the Korean Open. I'm trying to see if there's any important matches.
All right, real quick.
Not really, no.
Real quick, so I don't want to go into part 3. We're almost.
We're good. I mean, there's really nothing else to talk about.
And I don't want to cut off any matches, but
Muguruza goes down again in Tokyo.
the Laver, that's great matches. And
Yeah,
again, I
but
hate to rush it, but we're gonna go 3 parts.
Yeah.
And when we do 3 parts, no one even watches the 3rd part. So I just want to save everybody time. The Laver Cup is upcoming. Is anyone interested in Laver Cup? Let me talk this through and then mention it up because we're going to run out of time. I think this is kind of a feedback question from all of you. Is anybody really interested in the Laver Cup? Number 1. Yes, I am a Federer fan, but I have almost 0 interest in the Laver Cup. Poll question. How much time do I got? So here's a poll question.
We're at 27, 25.
Here's a poll question. If you were a player or a tennis fan, would you rather play or be a fan at the Laver Cup or the Davis Cup? Okay. Now the real physics question behind these two. Remember the poll question. Would you rather go to or play at the Laver Cup or the Davis Cup? Now the real physics question is, now that Roger Federer has this ridiculous new Laver Cup, and again, I'm a Federer fan, but I think the Laver Cup is just ridiculously stupid. Now that we have the Laver Cup, a team event, a bunch of guys that dance around on the sidelines, that hug each other and giggle with one another like girls in a locker room, that's fine. But we have the Davis Cup format that's changing next year into a tournament format at the end of the year. That's an ITF event. Now the ATP is thinking about making a world team event because now the ATP is different than the ITF, and now the World Team Cup may be a possibility because the ITF and the Davis Cup won't meet their demands, and then Federer's got his Laver Cup, and his agent says that those rules aren't changing. Again, I have to fast forward this through time, but it's a real mess going on with next year's implications with Davis Cup, with this Laver Cup thing. No offense, Federer, but I think it's whack. I'm not going to say disrespectful. I think it's just unnecessary. So now we have the ATP, which is threatening the ITF to schedule events at the end of the year that may compete with pre-existing ITF events, Davis Cup, or this tournament, or that tournament, or this event, or that event, which might lead to lawsuits and more. Also, think about the players. The tournaments start at the Australian Open or Brisbane, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, early in January. The U.S. Open doesn't end until the middle of September, right?
Early
September.
September.
Early September. So if you think about pro sports, you have, say, football, American football. They play 5-6 months. They're off 6 months. Baseball, you play 8-9 months. I think you're off 3 or 4. Tennis players now are supposed to play January through September, and then into the Davis Cup tournament format that's now going to exist, and then into a potential ATP event, World Team Cup, just to simply pee in someone's coffee from the ITF that has the Davis Cup. And on top of that, we're going to have the Laver Cup. I just broke my tennis racket. How is that even? Can we really, in the depths of our souls, think that the Laver Cup has any importance when it comes to Davis Cup? That's the question. That's the poll question. Davis Cup's been around, what, since the 1800s? Laver Cup just started next year by someone that I think is beginning to sell out the $300 million contracts by the name of... Anyway, furthermore, I read that the Larry Ellison guy that owns Indian Wells is getting dragged into this. Isn't this the same guy, and I'm not pointing fingers, but isn't this the same guy that was brought up on some type of odd charges in Belize for some type of weird deal that went down there?
This is the guy that lived in Belize?
Look up Larry Ellison there. And I don't want to run out of time, and I'm not bringing this up, but we're at 30 minutes. Anyway,
Larry.
It just seems like to me that since this last...
What's his name?
Larry Ellison. And I'm not pointing fingers. It was just kind of odd that I saw this. But doesn't it seem like ever since this U.S. Open, that with the referee stuff, that all this stuff is just started to boil over? Yeah, we had the Laver Cup last year, but we didn't have the ITF and ATP, and I think even the WTA is kind of getting involved in this, and everybody's kind of getting mad at one another.
Oh my gosh, yes, I remember him. He lived in Belize, and they were investigating him about death in Belize.
I don't think I'm gonna get.
Yeah, that's not a good guy to.
Wow.
I didn't know he was even.
We're gonna go to part 3.
No, we're not, Justin.
All right, look,
nobody's gonna watch it.
I'm gonna roll this conversation over to the next show because I'm gonna run out of time, and
we
everybody.
can discuss this on the next show.
So ever since the Laver Cup and this U.S. Open in the past year, it seems like to me that it's upsetting to me to watch the sport that I believe become such a mess over things that I think have just been planted to put it in everybody's face. I don't know how to explain it, but I have to end here. And I had a lot more to talk about.
We'll talk about it on the next show. We already did an experiment with 3 shows.
I just say save the drama. And I had 3 more pages to go from an article I read to a quote that I read from the article, and so forth. But I have to end it here, guys. And this is going to carry right into our next show. We'll see you in a couple days. I ran out of time.
Okay.
Stay tuned. Thanks so much for everything. I really had more to go. I'm upset that I can't continue. But much love to everyone. Wayne and Chia, safe travels. Click a like, subscribe. If you wish to donate, by the way, to what we do, there's a link below where you can do so. All right? Thanks so much, guys. Take care. See you.
Adios.